this video. I know we did this problem in class, but there were a couple of you absent, so it's a scatter plot. So let's label our axis. This represents the hours. This is the test score, and they're asking us to graph this. So I'm going to label this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to use a break here because otherwise it's not going to look as easy to, see the relationship if it's positive or negative. So instead of going 0, 10, 20, I'm going to go start 0 here. And my first number here is going to be 60. 60. Let's skip 2. I'm going to make that 70. Skip 2, 80. Skip 2, 90, and 100. So you'll see that's going to be much easier for us to see if there is a correlation here. So 8 hours of sleep. The kid got an 83, about here. 7 hours of sleep, he got an 86, about here. 7 hours sleeps, the other kid got a 74. 8 hours of sleep, got an 88, it's about here. 6 hours of sleep, he got 76, it's about here. 5 hours of sleep, he got 63, which is about here. 7 hours of sleep, somebody else got a 90, right here. And then 4 hours of sleep, got 60, and then 9 hours of sleep, got an 89. Wow, okay. And then a 7 hour sleep, got a 70, 81. So right about here. So you can tell that it looks like there's a positive correlation. I'm going to put a line of best fit here. So I'm going to put 1, and you can obviously tell that that's not the line of best fit, right? I'll do another one. That's also not the line of best fit. So the line of best fit should go through the middle here, right? Where you can see that like half the points are above the line, half the points are below the line. So this would be it. Now the y-intercept, if you were to extend this line going down here, it would hit somewhere over here, right? And because our graph didn't start the y-axis didn't start at 0, it's not going to hit it. But we can still find it. So that's the first question, and then it's asking us to pick 2 points. So when you pick 2 points, and this is extremely important, I want you to pick 2 points on the line. So don't pick like this point and this point here, right? So to find the slope, we're going to pick 2 points on the line, and then pick 2 points on the line that you can actually see, so or determine the actual value. So I'm going to pick this point over here. Change colors. This point and another point that I can, if I can use my glasses. And the other point that I'm going to select is, I don't know, let me pick this point here. So the first point here, that looks like a 9 and 95, right? He sleeps 9 hours, gets 95. And then this point looks like 6, and I'm going to approximate that second number to about 74. So now I can use these 2 points and find the slope. So the slope, I'm going to do 95 minus 74. That's going to give me a 21. And then 9 minus 6 is 3. And my slope is 7. So my equation is going to be y equals 7x. And then I'm going to put what they mean, plus b. In a second. And then I'm going to use this point right here. Replace the y with 95. 7 times 9 plus b. 95 equals 63 plus b. Minus 63 on both sides. And we get that b equals 32, sorry. So my full equation is y equals the slope 7x plus 32. Let's identify all the components here. So the y represents my test score. 32 is my y-intercept. X is the number of hours that I sleep. Number of hours slept. Okay. And the 7 represents the points that you get points earned per hour. So every hour that you sleep, you get approximately 7 points on your test. Points earned per hour. Okay. So, and then I think one of the questions, I got to open another computer because I don't have the bottom questions. If I open the bottom computer, it's so we found the y-intercept, we found the slope, we picked 2 coordinate points, explain what each meant. We did that. So the last question is, question F is, what if you slept 9.5 hours? What kind of grade should you expect? So y equals 7 times the number of hours that you're going to sleep, 9.5, and plus 32. And I'll talk about the y-intercept in a second. So 7 times 9.5 plus 32 equals, so if you slept 9.5 hours, you should predict, according to this, right, scatter plot, you predicted to get a 98.5 on your test. What does a 32 mean? Well, the 32 is our y-intercept. So like I said before, and I'm going to erase this slide here, right? So we have a graph, right? And let's say we have a graph, the y-intercept is here, 32. And it's like this, right? So 0 hours. This is what's your test score. So the y-intercept says that if you slept 0 hours and you took the test, you were predicted to get a 32% on your test. But that's what it means. Okay. What does each variable represent? Again, we already talked about that. X is the number of hours, and Y represents the total amount of points you got on your test. Okay. So that was the first page. And then if you turn the page over, we have a similar situation. And I'll do it again. And this one, actually, you needed to add something here, clear object. So you needed to add another, let me extend the line. So this would be 30, and this would be 35. We're just only extended that way. So the x-axis represents the minutes, and this is the y-axis. It's already says it represents the total number of students. So at 0 minutes, you had 56 kids. So this is going, I mean, it's, you know, and I know the numbers are not there, so you can always add the numbers. So this is going by 7.5, 15, 22.5, 37.5. So nothing stops you from putting those numbers over there. 52.5, and then 66, 67.5. Okay, so it makes it much easier if you add those values. So 0 minutes, you had 56, and 56 is going to be about here. Put a blue dot. 5 minutes after, how many kids are left? We have left with 45. 9 minutes after, we are left with 39 kids, so it's about here. 15 minutes, we're left with 24 kids, which is about here. 23 minutes, which is about here. 23 minutes, that's 22.5. 23 minutes, we're with 17 kids on the bus. 26 minutes, we had 6 kids, so it's about here. And then at 32 minutes after, which is about here, we had 0 kids left. Do a line of best fit. But this one is nice because we have the y-intercept. So we can use that. So the line best fit, yeah, just around like that. Okay. So we can pick 2 points, and the 2 points that I hope everybody picks is this guy right here, because we know the value. So we're going to use 0 and 56, and the other point we're going to use is, and it's on the line, right? So again, remember, it has to be on the line, and this point's also on the line, and that point's 32 and 0. We know it's a negative correlation, so our slope is going to be negative. So let's do y2. So I'm going to use, this is going to be my y2, just so that you know. 56 minus 0 is 56, and 0 minus 32 is negative 32, and if you divide that, 56 divided by 32, you get 1.75, or negative 1.75. We can set up our equation. Y equals negative 1.75 x plus b. Plus b, we know what b is, the y-intercept, which is 56. So this one is an easy problem. Let's identify what they all mean. Y is the total number of kids. X is the minutes. Right? 56 in the context of this story is our starting, how much we, it's the y-intercept, is the number of students in the beginning. So the starting number of students in our story, we started with 56. And this is the rate, right? The rate of change, the rate of change, which represents the number of students that decrease per minute. Okay, so that's the 175 represents. So that's all explained. Same questions at the bottom. I just went through all that. And so after 20 minutes, so we could have used the line of best fit, because it's asking after 20 minutes how many students were still in there. Well, it would be right here. So after 20 minutes, and that's letter F. After 20 minutes, we had, what does it look like? After 20 minutes, it looks like 15, like about 18. So after 20 minutes, there were 18 students left. There were 18 students. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so we kind of answered all the questions already. Let's move on to the last two. And again, it's just, I know it's repetition. Right, so let me just make this a little smaller. Same exact thing. What do we have here? Month, so his average score. So Y represents the average bowling score. The X represents the months. So notice that as the months go by, his average score keeps getting better, which means he's getting more practice. So he's getting better. So we know already it looks like a positive correlation. So at the bottom, it's going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, I'll put 2 more over there. And then over here, instead of doing this, let me show you. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and going all the way up there. And we're going to run out of room. We could have done something like, hey, let's use every square is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, and then 180. We could have done that. Yeah, we're probably better off doing that. Okay, so let's see how our graph is going to look if we did it this way. So in 1 month, its average was 78, and again, you're going to have to estimate as best as you can. So, but instead of that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little break here. I'm going to use this to show that our scale is not going to be the same. So, and I'm going to start at 70. Right, let me do it. Okay, 70, 80, 100. So I can't count. 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, and we're going to do 1 more. So again, I'm going to do that. So 1, I get 78, which is about here. 2 months, he's at 83, which is about here. 3, he's at 100. 4, he's at 98, which is just a little lower. 5, 105. 6 is 120. 7, 122. 8, 135. 9, 148. So it's definitely positive, very strong correlation. 10, he's at 160. 2, wow. 11, he's at 150. and 12, he's at 167, right about here. Draw a line of best fit. Right, so my line, again, I'm going to show you that should not be it. Something that is not that bad, actually, right there. Okay, so now I can pick 2 points on the line, right? So pick 2 points on the line. Bummer. Well, here, there's a point that's exactly on the line. That point is 6 and 120, and I need to pick another one, so let me change colors here. So pick 2 points on the line. If it happens to be one of the data points, great. If it's not, that's okay too. So pick another point that's on the line that you can, oh, here, right here. What is that? 1 and 80. So I'll call this x2 and this y2. So find the slope. 120 minus 80 is 40. And then 6 minus 1 is 5. So the slope is 8. Let's build our equation. Y equals 8x plus, and there's a y-intercept somewhere, plus b. Let's use, so let me do that on this side. Y equals 8x plus b. Let's find a y-intercept. I'm going to use these 2 points, so it's 120 equals 8 times 6 plus b. And then 120 equals 48 plus b, minus 48 on both sides. And b equals 120 minus 48, oops, is 72. So our y-intercept is 72. So, and then we got to explain what this means in the context of the story. So y is his score. 8. So 8 is the number of points. Points he gains per month, right? So every month that he plays, he gets better by 8 points. X is a number of months, and 72 is his starting score at 0 months. So at 0 months, right, he started, his average score was 72, and that's what the y-intercept means in this case. What is the it's a positive correlation. It's a strong positive. Okay, we can write that. We already wrote what the y and the x represents. And in 50 months, what would be his average? Well, y equals 8 times 15 plus 72. Y equals 120 plus 72. And y equals 192. So in 15 months, you can predict using this, right, a line of best fit, that his score would be around 192, right? He's gaining, right? His average is moving up by 8 points every month, right? And that's what our slope means. Okay. One more problemo. What is this? Same idea. Clear objects. What is this? The table shows number of losses a gamer has weeks after getting a new game. Okay, so this is weeks, and it already shows us, and this is the number of losses. So if you get a game, right, brand new game, I guess I'm assuming that the more you play, the less you lose, right? So it should be a negative correlation, I'm assuming. So let's see if this is right. So I'm going to add the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So in week 1, he had 20 losses. Okay. In week 2, he had 17. In week 3, he had 15. 12, 14, 15 would be about here. In week 4, he had 12. In week 5, he had 13 losses. In week 6, he had 10 losses, which is just here. In week 7, he also had 10 losses. In week 8, he had 6 losses, so he improved quite a bit. In week 9, he had 5 losses right here. Draw a line best fit. Right, so something like this. We don't know the y-intercept, but we'll figure it out. So let's pick 2 points that are on the line, can't we? Please, 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 please. Well, yeah, right here. There's 1 point, so that's 6 and 10. Let me pick another point that's on the line if I can, and it looks like this one I can choose, 2 and 18. Use that, so this will be my x2, y2. My slope looks like 10 minus 18, and then 6 minus 2, negative 8. 6 minus 2 is 4, and here's my slope, negative 2. And slope is negative, well, it's a negative correlation, right? So y equals negative 2x, and let's find b. Let's pick a point. I don't know, let's just use this guy. 10 equals negative 2 times 6 plus b. 10 equals negative 12 plus b. We're going to add plus 12 on both sides. So b equals 12. So our full equation equals y equals negative 2x plus 12. So for this guy here, not plus 12, plus 22. Sorry, plus 22. And we're going to explain what this means in a second. So y is his losses, how much all his losses. 22 is his starting. So at week 0, okay, a week 0, they're saying that at week 0 you are inexperienced and you lose 22 games. So at week 0, right, you start with no experience, so you start losing 22 games. Okay. Negative 2 is our slope, so that means that as the week progresses, right, as the week progresses, he loses 2 less games per week. Loses 2 less games per week. Every week, 2 less games per week. And obviously, x is the number of weeks. So that explains A, B, C, D, E, F, etc. What kind of correlation? Sorry, this is a strong negative correlation. Strong negative correlation. Okay. What do each variables represent? We just mentioned that the y-axis is the losses, the x-axis or the x is the number of weeks. And how good will this guy be in 15 months? Well, in 15 months, let's see how many games he will lose. So it would be negative 2 times the number of weeks placed plus 22. Y equals negative 2 times 15 is negative 30 plus 22. And y equals negative 8. So at 15 weeks, he's going to, actually, it doesn't make any sense, right? Because how can it be? It means that he doesn't lose anymore. He's so good, negative 8 losses. It's beyond losing, so it probably starts losing and starts winning 8 games at that point. Okay, and that's it.